Horizon Aircraft just reported their third quarter 2025 earnings. There was no earnings call. There was just a report, just a filing, 8K and 10Q. But we will have a look through it, and I've highlighted some important numbers and statements for you. We will have a look into it very shortly. Thank you very much for joining me. Hey up everyone, welcome to Martyn Lucas Investor. I'm Vaz. Do you know what time it is? It's time to start talking eVTOLs, and today is a great Tuesday of Horizon Aircraft. Definitely for me, because it's taken most of my day. I'm not complaining. I had great audience on the previous show. We gave you some good news for Horizon Aircraft. I recommend under the video, in the chat, wherever your chat is, in the corner, under the video, and when you finish this video, when we finish this event, it will take you back to the previous event. Good news for Horizon, good progress on the aircraft. Let me just quickly post this on Instagram, so we post this on X, so we have more people joining us. Let's have a look. We just had a closing bell. I will be talking. I'll give us 5-minute introduction, and then we'll have a look into the filing. Thank you very much for joining me. I'm Vaz. I focus on eVTOLs mainly, advanced air mobility, aerospace, defense, and whatever tech is available. So we are covering Horizon Aircraft third quarter earnings report. There's no earnings call on this occasion, but there might be one next quarter. You know that we had Brandon Robinson, the CEO of Horizon Aircraft. We had him on our show. We brought you Meet the CEO special. We brought you this interview, this live interview on Tuesday. You got a chance to ask him questions. I believe he answered every single question of our members, and I think it was great. Even if I wasn't interested in Horizon Aircraft and eVTOLs, I think it was a great show. Very entertaining. Brandon, 20 years career of a fighter pilot. A lot of interesting stories. Not only update on the business, on the aircraft, but also we got to know Brandon's personality. And as I've been saying, with these startups and probably emerging businesses, it's not as important as the white collar, what's the word? I just lost it. The white collar discipline and the white collar culture is not as important for startups as the leadership and personality. So that is Brandon for you. Now he is telling us his story, how he got shot down. Well, he didn't get shot down, but his aircraft nearly exploded mid-air. So if you have missed it, you definitely want to tune in and catch up with this. We had a big rally today on Archer Aviation. Let's have a look what markets are doing. Let's start with the S&P. We had a good reaction on the Fed speech, on Powell's speech today. Good reaction. Now we have some retraction after hours. Archer, good rally today. Very good rally today. Now we are selling off. We had about 18% up since the opening bell to this peak, about an hour before the closing bell. So that was quite interesting. Joby as well. Go away. Joby, good rally today as well. Good recovery from yesterday and definitely from Friday. Vertical Aerospace, I've got some scribbles on the chart. After hours, going up, recovering. It touched the resistance, recovering. I'm expecting to bounce off again and probably go to the level of $586 and then go down again, a retest for the last time. And then in the meantime, hopefully we should get some more catalyst that will power the lift of the stock price. And we have Horizon Aircraft. You can see it's holding in this nice parallel channel. We had a little freak out on Friday and pre-market and this morning, but it's recovering. Monday morning, and it's recovering nicely now. Again, this is not financial advice, but if you want to invest in Horizon Aircraft, I would probably wait for further action for macro headwinds and see how it develops in the few days. You can see we will probably stick to this parallel channel, so there will be plenty of opportunities to buy for similar or maybe even lower price. So that is after the closing bell. I just got a notification. Let me quickly check something, because I got a notification of Vertical Aerospace filing. So let's have a look if we have some news. Let's have a look if we have some significant news. Let me quickly check this for you, and let me know, do we have any investors in Horizon Aircraft? We are getting good audience. Don't forget to hit the like button. If you are interested in eVTOLs and Horizon Aircraft, subscribe, because we are definitely bringing you exclusive content, and I am now live daily with eVTOLs. So tomorrow you will see me as well. Let's have a look what we've got here. We've got some SEC filing 144. That will be report of proposed sale of securities. That will not be anything significant. Can't even open this. What's going on? Let me try this one. I'm quickly checking. I got notification from Vertical Aerospace from for a filing. Right. So what we've got here: Securities and Exchange Commission, Washington. This is hot. This literally has dropped 2 minutes ago. So what we've got here, we've got Stephen Fitzpatrick, the original owner, the original CEO and the founder, has been offloading his shares. This is a structured offloading. A lot of shorters of the market. Look, a lot of shorters of the market, they see this as a negative thing. They see this as a panic offload, panic dumping of his position. But this is well structured. You can see every day there's a certain number of shares. This has been going on for months, so there's no panic behind it. This is just structured offload of Stephen Fitzpatrick's position. So no drama here. That's great. What is Horizon Aircraft doing? We are at $3.98. We are testing again. The $4 mark. I don't think we're gonna break through it after hours, but you never know. You never know. Let's see what news we've got. So, do we have any Horizon Aircraft investors? If we do, let me know in the chat, what is your average? I'm very interested what is your average, because if we zoom out, I know you saw it on the previous event, but if we zoom out again, because there are people who missed it and they are watching the actual earnings now. If you zoom out for the year's chart, so need to zoom out even more. Right, that was the IPO somewhere all the way up here. Then we had some sort of cool off of the price. The lowest we hit was on the carry trade back in end of October/November. We were trading. We could buy Horizon Aircraft for as low as 28 cents. Then it was massive upside on the whole eVTOL market. Good positive sentiment coming from the market leading companies, Joby and Archer. Archer went over $12 around Christmas. Joby hit $11. Vertical Aerospace, you could buy Vertical for almost $16, or it touched $16. Horizon Aircraft did good upside to, I think, 168 or 69. And then it started cooling off again. Obviously, macro tariffs, new government in the United States, a lot of uncertainty. Markets didn't like it. Again, second lowest point. You could buy HOVR for as low as 40 and 42 cents. And these people who bought it for 40 and 42 cents had massive upside, had a massive rally all the way to, I think it was $2.60 or $2.50 something. There was a slight retraction again on the back of the macro condition, 150, but we never went any lower. and then now we are having a good rally. So if I zoom in again, say in this chart, we are still in the parallel channel. I don't think there'll be massive breakthrough in either direction, but you never know. There is the macro headwinds possibly. So let's see what happens. I saw a few messages in the chat before I started. I agree with the investors who are saying they are waiting now for further development. I definitely agree that would be my strategy as well. This is not financial advice, but that would be my strategy as well. So we've got here some good news from today. I recommend you again to check out the previous event when I'm breaking down the news to the latest, to the smallest part of the whole machine of the news. But what we've got here is the 8K form. So the 8K form is usually a report of news or of a filing. It goes usually with a quarterly report. There are some statements. This one was fairly short. Did I highlight anything in there? I think there were a few things. Definitely statement of what Horizon Aircraft is doing. New Horizon Aircraft Ltd doing business as Horizon Aircraft, or the company in this filing, an advanced aerospace engineering company and developer of one of the world's first hybrid eVTOL. Stands for electric vertical takeoff and landing aircraft. And why don't I show you a video whilst I'm talking? This is their very aircraft. This is a small scale model. It's only 50% scale model, but it's been working. The design has been working the way they were expecting. Now Horizon are developing and working on a full-scale aircraft. So in terms of statements in this 8K filing, highlights include the following: a full-scale hybrid eVTOL, the cavorite X7, which you can see here. eVTOL aircraft is being built after successful completion of a fan-in-wing forward transition flight of Horizon Aircraft, a large-scale prototype back in May 2025. The full-scale prototype is intended to be ready for initial testing in 18 months. And you know this from our interview with Brandon as well. He stated the same. Between 18 and 24 months, you should see this aircraft, full-scale, fully functional, probably piloted by Brandon himself, because he didn't promise, but he pledged, and he said he would love to, and he would probably fly the aircraft himself. Maybe not for the first test flight, but I have no doubt he'll be flying the aircraft himself. So we know that the prototype is now under development, and we could see it on the balance sheet as well. I'll get to it shortly. What I'm doing here, I'm reading through the report, but think of it as this would have been, as if this was the actual earnings call. The earnings call, there's a lot of statements read through the actual reports. If you look at Archer's earnings call and go all the way to the bottom, there's a lot of statements, and they read these statements word for word. So again, think of this as I am the mouthpiece of your CEO, and we are covering the earnings call. Additional technical milestones for the full-scale prototype were achieved in first quarter 26, including the completion of platform-level architecture and main wing propulsion units that power the patented HOVR wing technology have been fabricated and are undergoing active testing. So we are already underway for the milestones. We are already achieving the milestones, the sub-milestones for this big milestone for the first quarter. First components for the aircraft are already in production and underway. Horizon Aircraft continues to have strong liquidity with more than 18 months of working capital, with streamlined operations to reduce administrative cost relative to total costs, capital strategically allocated to strengthen engineering resources, and access to substantial and ongoing dilutive government funding. Brandon Robinson, CEO of Horizon Aircraft, commented, "After our successful transition flight in May 25, we made further progress in the first quarter of fiscal 2026 that has us well prepared to reach our target of having the full-scale aircraft be ready for testing in 18 months. In the second quarter of fiscal 2026, we are largely focused on development of full-scale power and aerodynamic systems, key technical partnerships, and supply chain expansion." Brian Merker, Chief Financial Officer of Horizon Aircraft, added, "With added resources from favorable funding efforts in 2025, we believe we have sufficient capital ready." Sorry, let me read that again. I lost myself halfway through because I got a notification. Brian Merker, Chief Financial Officer of Horizon Aircraft, added, "With added resources from favorable funding efforts in 2025, we believe we have sufficient capital to ready our full-scale prototype for testing in 18 months. So these are some good statements, some good notification, some good updates from the two directors. Here are some forward-looking statements. Obviously, that's the source they have to put around the earnings reports. Now we have the thank you form. This is the actual financial situation of Horizon Aircraft. I will not go through every single line. I will not go through it word for word. I see. I have highlighted. I have been through it twice already. I have highlighted important, what I recognize as important for us as investors. So let me just quickly check who we've got in the chat. If we have any questions, and I will come back. I will come back to the 10Q very shortly. So we've got Jerry and Elba. We have Jerry and Elba. Hello, Elba. Thank you for joining. I see Elba. We had some issue with your moderator's badge. I can see it here. You've got it. It's active. So let's see if we have any more issues with that. But it's not been taken off you. Don't worry, Elba. It's all yours. There might be some technical issues with YouTube. It's all yours. You are our honorary moderators. Don't worry about it. We will never take this off you. Zach is here. Fly Baby Zai. Ninja Cowboy. Zach, Air Force, Vaz. Yeah. Martyn is watching from his holidays. Very good. I feel privileged now. And Sensei is here. Hello, everyone. Smash the like button on the way in. I agree. Thank you, Sensei. Smash the like button. And if you are interested in eVTOLs or if you are invested in Horizon Aircraft, definitely hit the like button. And subscribe, because we can bring you exclusive content like this, like the actual interview with the actual CEO, where you can ask him the actual question and you get the actual answer. Did I say actual enough times? Right. And also, I'll be bringing you, good job you reminded me, because I'll be bringing you a conference. I'll be bringing you a conference on the 22nd. That's next Wednesday. I'll be bringing you a conference where Brandon will be talking about his business. So how about that? How about that for subscription? Jason Comicos Cook. I love that name. I'm holding what HOVR I have, and if it dips, I will buy even more on hold long term. That's good. That's good. Jamie Rees is here. I'm looking for a good re-entry point. Yeah, I agree. Feel like the past few weeks, HOVR seemed to defy the market. Again, this could have a good correction. This, as I said before, this could have a good correction. There could be a retraction again, back to sort of lower levels, and we could set a new level. If you look at the long-term chart, you can see that we had the previous levels between 40 and 50 cents. Then it got up. The bottom was about around $1.40. Now we have a new bottom which was about $2.30, and it can retract and it can form a new bottom around $3 possibly, or maybe even lower. So again, that could be great entry point. I agree. Same as you, Jamie, says Seth Houston. I have a very small position in my Roth for scalp day trading, but want a good long-term spot. I agree. Zach is here. It's a new dawn. It's a new day. It's a new life for me. Zach, I'm not singing. I'm not singing on this show, okay? Seth Houston, Jamie says, in about a week, I should have more funds where I can properly get in if the price is good. Good. Do we have any more questions or any more comments, or somebody sharing your averages? Brian says $2.99. Very good. Seth, 330 is your average. Very good as well. Rhino Skin 263. DJ Hayes 288. Ninja Cowboy 268. Very good. I think the days of hover below $3 are gone. How's Vaz's opinion about current resistance levels? I would agree, but again, I can see the macro headwinds that can knock it down fairly drastically, as we could witness in the past. One Atlantis says, should I buy now? Well, let's go through the financial situation and you can make your own opinion. Terry Rose to the stars. His pin flipping skills were... pin flipping skills. Yeah, definitely. Right, let's get back to the 10Q form. As I said, I have highlighted certain parts which I think are important, but this report is on the screen for you. You can always pause it. You can always read through it. You can zoom in as well. If you are watching on your phone, if you pinch, if you press against your screen and pinch out, that sort of zooms in as well. So what is the first thing I would like to focus on? Well, the financial situation. So current assets in cash, the cash position is, this is in Canadian dollars. So I think the conversion ratio is 141 to the American dollar. So their current cash position is 16,267,000 compared to previous quarter, which was 7,547,000. So we have massive upside. We have an upside of almost 9 million. Where is this coming from? Well, we'll get into that shortly. We have some more breakdown in the expenses, and the total assets are 17,043,000 compared to the previous quarter, 8,412,000. Liabilities, including debts, long-term debts, short-term debts, warrant liabilities, 6,230,000 compared to the previous 5,822,000. So we have increase as well, but you've got it itemized on the screen. You can track what has been growing, what has been increasing. Again, I'm not going through it item per item. I'm just giving you breakdown and highlighting what I think is relevant to us as retail investors. Total liabilities and shareholders' equity, that's grown as well. So from 8,412,000 of previous quarter going up to 17,043,000. That matches the assets number. Next, numbers. These are the expenses, operational expenses. So there is a massive upside. There is a massive spike in research and development. And it only makes sense because we are now, in May, we fully completed the test phase. We fully completed this flight with this small scale prototype. And now HOVR, Horizon Aircraft, have started developing their full-scale aircraft. That aircraft is not going to be cheap. That aircraft will be fair few millions. And since they already started design and manufacture of initial parts, and as you found about an hour ago, buying certain critical components this is included in the research and development increase. Let me get a bit of tea. General and administrative expenses, again, growth. It's gone up from 2,408,000 to 3,190,000. This is indicating the business is upscaling. This is necessary. This is organic growth. This is not that they are spending money for something they shouldn't be. This is just natural because you are designing full-scale aircraft, you are manufacturing prototype parts, you are putting it all together, you are running simulations, you need more people, you need more human resources. So this is natural, but the total operating expenses in this quarter are 5,909,000 compared to the previous 2,705,000. So again, this is natural and this is necessary for the company, for the business to grow, to test their product and to be able to deliver their product. And then net loss. This looks bad, but this is the natural way the business is going. It is inevitable. If the business wants to achieve their goals, they will be burning more cash. So the net loss, 10.903 millions compared to the previous quarter, 2,911,000. And good indicator here, earnings per share, previous quarter negative 15 cents, this quarter negative 29 cents. Again, that is because we have this massive spike. That is because we are upscaling the business. Here are some shareholders details. I will leave it on the screen for a few seconds. You can pause and zoom in, but I will not be diving deep into it. And then we have some further breakdown. We have condensed interim consolidated statements of cash flows expressed in Canadian dollars, thousands, and it's unaudited. So the net loss, as already mentioned, $10,903 compared to the previous quarter, 2.9 million. You have the breakdown here per item. Again, I'm not going to read through it and break every single item down, but you have net cash used in operating activities. And you can see from previous quarter, 1,475,000 has gone up to 2,364,000 Canadian dollars. So again, this is natural. This is the business growing. We are getting bigger. We are developing full-scale prototype. That needs money, that needs human resources, which means money. So the operational costs are going up. Net cash provided by financing activities. This is very important. And I should have highlighted this in massive red shade. Last quarter, or previous quarter, 3,481,000. Most of it was provided through shareholders' activities. However, this quarter, 11,223,000. We have a massive financial injection, and I will get to it very shortly why that is. We have net change in cash and cash equivalents. Previous quarter, 2,006,000. I couldn't read it. And 8,720,000 this quarter. Again, massive upside. And you can see it on the balance sheet, cash and cash equivalents end of this quarter, 16,267,000 compared to previous 3,822,000. So again, we are upscaling the business, but this is on the back of good financial injection. And I've got it highlighted below why that is. So we have some statements. Again, I'm not going to read through it. You can pause it. You can zoom in, zoom out. You can read through it the way you want. You can find the earnings, the actual filing. You can find it on investor relations of Horizon Aircraft as well. And you can do your own deep dive and research. So what I've got here, Horizon is a pre-revenue organization in a research and development and flight testing phase of operations. While management estimates that estimates that cash and cash equivalents on hand as of August 31st, 2025 will be sufficient to fund our current operating plan for at least next 12 months. From the date, these and I've got highlighted ability to meet the ongoing concern assumptions beyond the period without raising additional capital. So the company is confident that they can run on the current cash pot they are sitting on. They can run for 12 months. What is beyond that is currently unclear. But again, it can change tomorrow when Horizon Aircraft can announce new funding, a new partner, new customer. This can change in next quarter. This can change in next 2-3 quarters. So we have enough money for 12 months. This is a good sign. Next, what I highlighted, we do not meet our there is a warning. So if we do not meet our business plans, we may be required to raise additional capital, alter or scale back our aircraft design, development and certification programs, or be unable to fund capital expenditures. So again, this is just a forward-looking statement. This is normal. This needs to be part of the filing, and it's obvious because if the company doesn't have enough funding, they need to do something so they don't go bankrupt. So they either push back their milestones, they either scale down their operations, or they probably issue more shares or go through certain fundraising journeys. So again, I think this is important. That would have definitely been on the earnings call. So I thought it's important. I also highlighted that all values are in Canadian dollars, just for reference. And then here is interesting one. There have been no changes to the company's significant accounting policies described in Note 3, Summary of Significant Accounting Policies, to the unaudited consolidated financial statements in the company's annual report Form 10K for the year ended 31st of May 25, filed with the SEC on August 22nd, 2025, that have had a material impact on these unaudited, condensed, interim consolidated financial statements. So that's good because what the company has been, the guidance they have been giving, that has not been changing. This is good. Then we have some balance sheet components, some more expenditures. Again, you can pause it and go through it yourselves. Prepaid expenses, again, acquired fees and costs. Then we have another few lines related to the operational costs. And what I highlighted here is, as of August 31st, 2025, there were warrants outstanding of 12,065,375 at an exercise price of $11.50 American dollars and 310,000 at an exercise price of 75 cents of purchase at an equivalent number of Class A ordinary shares. Warrant holders exercised 2.9 million warrants in exchange for 2.9 million Class A ordinary shares for proceeds of $2.9 million during the 3 month ended August 31. So we got a slight dilution. Again, there is plenty of shares which could dilute our current position. However, if we look at the upside, current upside, I don't think there's something that would be concerning me as an investor. If we have some dilution, that will be few percent. That will not be probably more than 10%. There will not be any drastic dilution. These warrants exercised, you usually don't notice it as a retail investor in many occasions, in many cases. So something to be aware of, but something that's probably not too concerning to me as a retail investor. But correct me if I'm wrong. Let me know in the chat. If you disagree with me or if you have any objections or if you want to challenge anything I'm saying, feel free to let me know in the chat or in the comments if you are watching this, in the comments under the video, and I'll be more than happy to engage and maybe learn if I'm wrong. Stock options. The company granted 278,000 stock options as of August 2024. Then we have some statements. So in terms of cash income, so big chunk of this quarter was INSAT. The Canadian government recently announced the Initiative for Sustainable Aviation Technology, also called INSAT, fund whereby $350 million will be invested into innovative companies focused on sustainable aviation solutions. The company submitted an initial INSAT proposal in April 2025, along with its application partners for a project size of $10.5 million, of which up to 40% of project cost may be reimbursed. The company expects to receive information related to the success of this initial INSAT application in 2025. So there could be more money on the balance sheet coming. And also we have Green Fund. In August 2024, the company entered into a funding agreement with the Downsview Aerospace Innovation and Research Center, DAIR, selected the company with a project on the engineering of an eVTOL wing. The funding approved to the company was 75, that is meant in thousands, so was 75,000, of which 50,000 was recorded as a reduction in research and development costs during the year end May 31st, 2025. As of August 31st, 50,000 of this grant has been received. So we have some government funding as well. This is in favor of Horizon Aircraft. And the more government funding they are getting, I think they have great chance for government funding. They have greater chance than the market leading companies like Archer and Joby because they are well progressed. This is an early day startup and they have very good chance to participate in these smaller projects. And as you can see, they have been successful on few occasions. So what else we've got as highlights? We have an overview. New Horizon Aircraft Limited, a British Columbia corporation with a headquarter located in Lindsay, Ontario, is an aerospace company. Horizon is a former blank check company incorporated in March 11, 2022, under the name Pono Capital 3 Incorporated, also known as Pono. Organization and nature of business, and I highlighted this very strongly. So let's listen. The company's objective is to significantly advance the benefits of sustainable air mobility. In connection with this objective, we are designing and developing a cost-effective and energy-efficient hybrid electric vertical takeoff and landing prototype aircraft for use in future regional air mobility networks. The company has built several small-scale prototypes, including a 50% scale aircraft that has completed flight testing. We are now building a full-scale demonstrator aircraft that is expected to commence flight testing in 2027. Horizon intends to sell the cavorite X7 aircraft to third parties, air operators, lessors, individual customers, and NATO military customers. The company plans to manufacture its aircraft and license its patented fan-in-wing technology and other more innovations to other original equipment manufacturers. Manufacturing will be accomplished with a heavy reliance on experienced aircraft manufacturing partners and supply chain vendors. Horizon believes this highly focused business model will provide the most efficient use of capital to produce an aircraft that has a variety of applications. So we are looking at emergency, passenger transport, and military as well. And military could be good, could be very big, especially with a startup that is fairly far away from their type certification. What we've got here, Department for the Regional Air Mobility Market. The company's revenue will be directly tied to the continued development of a long-distance aerial transportation and related technologies. While the company believes the market for regional air mobility will be significant, it is currently immature and there is no guarantee of future demand. Horizon anticipates commercialization of its aircraft prior to 2030, and its business will require significant investment leading up to commercialization, including, but not too limited, final engineering designs, prototyping and flight testing, manufacturing, software development, certification and pilot training. So these 3 paragraphs I just read to you are not only related to Horizon aircraft, that is related to the whole eVTOL market, and that is pretty much tracking every single path of every single eVTOL manufacturer up to date and in the future as well. Competition. We have a statement related to the competition. Let me get a sip of tea and read this out for you. We believe that the primary sources of competition for our aircraft sales are traditional helicopters, ground-based mobility solutions, and other eVTOL developers. While we expect to produce a versatile aircraft that can be useful in a variety of air mobility missions, we believe this industry will be dynamic and increasingly competitive. It is possible that our competitors could gain significant market share. Horizon may fully realize the sales it anticipates, and it may not receive any competitive advantage from its design or may be overcome by other competitors. If new companies or existing aerospace companies produce competing aircraft in the market in which Horizon intends to service and obtain large-scale capital investment, we may face increased competition. Horizon may receive an advantage from well-funded competitors that are paying to create certification programs, raise awareness of eVTOL advantages, and advocate for enhancement government funding programs. So this is what Brandon said on the interview last Tuesday. He said they are benefiting from the movement of eVTOL 2.0. eVTOL 1.0, think of this as a version. eVTOL 1.0, obviously the market forerunners, Joby, Archer, EHang, Volocopter, Beta, few more. They have been pioneering and building the whole eVTOL environment. Now we have sort of a layer, we have a foundation built by these companies and these institutions, and on top of this are now growing small startups and small businesses like Horizon Aircraft is. Government certification. This is important as well. For commercial operations, Horizon's cavorite X7 aircraft will require type certification. Every single aircraft requires its own type certification. Horizon has had initial conversations with applicable regulators, Transport Canada Civil Aviation in Canada and the Federal Aviation Association in the United States of America. As a Canadian company, Transport Canada Civil Aviation is leading certification efforts. Horizon expects the FAA to participate during this process, which we expect will reduce the traditional amount of time required to achieve FAA certification. And the company maintains a partnership with CERT Centre Canada for the purpose of collaborating on aspects of the continued development and path to certification of Horizon's eVTOL program. Cert Center Canada is leveraging their deep experience with TCAA and FAA certification programs to support the company's certification basis for the certification of Horizon's eVTOL aircraft. Typically, the certification of a new aircraft design by TCAA or the FAA is a long and complex process, often spanning more than 5 years and requiring significant capital. So this is important statement for you as an investor. The company has never undergone such a process, and there is no guarantee that its cavorite X7 design will eventually achieve certification. This company will need to obtain authorization and certification related to the production of its aircraft. While it anticipates being able to meet the requirements of such authorization and certification, the company may be unable to obtain such authorization and certification, or to do so on timeline its projects. Should the company fail to obtain any of the required authorization or certification, or do so in a timely manner, or any of these authorization or certifications are modified, suspended or revoked after it obtains them, the company may be unable to fulfill sales of its commercial aircraft or do so on the timelines it projected, which could have adverse effects on the business, prospects, financial conditions, and results of operations. I'm reading this out not to scare you out, not to scare you off, not to scare the poop out of you, but these are the statements that are part of the filings. And you as an investor, as a retail investor, a responsible retail investor, not as a bro, not as an archer bro, you should read these statements and you should be aware of it. Obviously, it's natural for the business, which is a startup, it's an early day startup, it's not given they will succeed. And there's been a lot of startups which have been great ideas, the best designs, and they just couldn't succeed for various reasons. Most recently, Fisker on our channel, the very sore topic. But again, you as an investor should be aware of this. I'm not saying don't invest because it's going to fail, just something to be aware of. It's an early day startup, and you could see the certification path is usually 5 years and longer. Horizon have not engaged in this previously. They will probably need to engage and employ somebody who will help them with the certification process as well. So again, as well as it looks like, it's a great concept. I like the company, I like the concept, but something I am aware as an investor. So perhaps don't put all your money in Horizon aircraft and then pull your hair later. Yeah, that's just something to know. Then we have dual use business model. Horizon intends to certify its cavorite X7 aircraft as a dual use aircraft for both civilian and military applications. On the flip side, this is good news. This is good news because they are targeting the defense and military market. Why is this important and useful? Because if you are flying for military operations, you don't need to achieve the type certification. Yes, there are some steps to go through, but you don't have to achieve the original full FAA type certification. So you can pretty much start flying, not pretty much, but you can start flying the aircraft very early once it's sort of airworthy. And then going concerns and liquidity. Horizon is a pre-revenue organization in a research and development and flight testing phase of operations. With more than 60 million of cash and cash equivalents on hand as of August 31st, management expects to be in position to fund our current operating plan for at least next 12 months. So this is good news. This is massive news. Because the previous quarter, we were not in this position as Horizon Aircraft. However, there remains substantial doubt around the company's ability to meet the going concerns assumption beyond the period without raising additional capital. So again, something you as an investor should be aware of. 12-month runway is brilliant. It's amazing, especially in this space. But we need to see some more effort. And this could be why I'm saying you, why I'm reading this out, because this could reflect in the stock price. As we go further, and if we come to the next earnings and the runway will shrink to 9 months, that will probably not be as positive reaction. And if the next quarter it will shrink to 6 months, you could feel it as an investor. So again, something to be aware of and plan for as an investor. Then we have operating expenses, and these statements would have been probably part of the earnings call. If you remember, Archer, Joby, they all state, and Vertical Aerospace, they all state these paragraphs in their earnings call. Research and development expenses. Research and development expenses consist primarily of personal expenses, including salaries, benefits, cost of consulting, equipment, engineering data, analysis, and materials. We expect our research and development expenses to increase as we increase staffing to support aircraft engineering and software development, build aircraft, and continue to explore and develop our eVTOL aircraft and technologies. So this is positive news. The expenses, the operating expenses, are not there to pay out thick bonuses to the directors. They are there purely for the operations and R&D expenses. And then other income. Other income consists of grants and subsidies received for developmental work and foreign exchange gains and losses. So again, we are in pre-revenue phase. There will be if they achieve if they secure any more contracts or cooperations, there will be some forehand payments. There will be some milestone payments. There could be some tranches. That's good, but currently Horizon Aircraft is dependent on government funding and their share exercises. And results of operations, we believe the following information includes all adjustment necessary to state fairly the results of operations for all the periods presented. This data should be read in conjunction with Horizon's unaudited, condensed interim consolidated financial statements and notes thereto. The results of operations are not necessarily indicative, and the future results of operations that may be expected for any future period. So once this gets audited, there could be a revision. I don't think Horizon Aircraft is they strike me as a fairly transparent business. So just something again to be aware of. There could be some revised numbers coming out later after they got audited, but I wouldn't be too concerned. Operating expenses increased by 3,204,000 from the previous period for the quarter ended August 31st to 5,901,000 for the quarter ended August 31st. The increase was primarily driven by additional staff hired to support development activities and engineering costs, as well as stock-based compensation, partially offset by reduced general and administrative costs. Research and development expenditures increased by 2,422,000 from 297,000 during the quarter ended 31st of August. To 2,719,000 during the quarter. The increase was primarily attributed to additional labor related to flight testing, engineering work, flight software, prototype manufacturing, and data analysis. Research and development cost can be itemized into the following categories to the respective periods. So again, this is telling me the business is upscaling. Natural thing. You are manufacturing and developing bigger aircraft. It's bigger cost, more human resources involved. More human resources equals more money. So again, this is perfectly healthy and positive, actually positive item, positive statement in here. General and administrative. Cost increased by 782,000 to 3,190,000 for the period ended August 31st. The increase was due to increased stock-based compensation relating to both employees and third-party service providers. And then we have cash flow. Net cash used in operating activities. The company's cash flow used in operating activities have been primarily comprised of payroll, software expenses, technology cost, professional services related to research and development, and general and administrative activities, and direct research and development cost for aircraft design, simulation, and prototype manufacturing, partly offset by periodic grants received from various government agencies. The company expects to increase hiring to accelerate its engineering efforts in the coming years. So again, the operational expenses are expected to go up, but I don't think this will be drastic. If you look at the balance sheet and the company forecast of 12 months of operations, I don't think it will be any drastic number. The company's cash flow provided by financing activities to date have primarily been composed of funding raised with securities offering, as well as related and third-party convertible instruments. For 3 months ended August 31st, 2025, the 7,742,000 increase in cash provided by financing activities was primarily attributed to proceeds from the issuance of Class A ordinary shares and warrant exercises. And few more points I highlighted. In March 25, the company filed a shelf registration statement on Form S3 with the SEC and a related prospectus pursuant to which it may, from the time to time, sell shares of its Class A ordinary shares. So this is having an aggregate value of up to $6.25 million. So this is telling me the company has got shelved filing, and they can dilute the stock for their needs, when they need it and how they need it. On June 27th, this is a standard practice. Most of the eVTOL manufacturers, they have this shelved filing. Joby have exercised their filing. Joby have exercised their dilution recently. Vertical Aerospace have almost 200 million shares shelved. Archer, they have shelved shares. It's just normal practice. On June 20, and if they do it clever, on the way up, when the stock goes up, you shouldn't be affected as an investor. On June 27th, 2025, the company filed a prospectus supplement to increase the maximum aggregate offering price of the Class A ordinary shares issuable under the sales agreement for up to aggregate $16.5 million USD of Class A ordinary shares. So again, if this is done sensibly, which so far Horizon have been exercising it sensibly, you shouldn't feel it as an investor. Sources of liquidity. To date, the company has funded its operations primarily with the issuance of Class A ordinary shares, Series A preferred shares, and issuance of convertible debt instruments. Additional funding has been provided through government-backed grants. And now we have the breakdown. The Canadian government recently announced the Initiative for Sustainable Aviation Technology, INSAT, fund whereby $350 million will be invested into innovative companies focused on sustainable aviation solutions. The company submitted an initial INSAT proposal in April 2025 along with its application partners for a project size of $10.5 million, of which up to 40% of project cost may be reimbursed. The company's proposal was aligned with 3 of the 4 key INSAT technology areas, including hybrid and alternative propulsion, aircraft architecture and systems integration, and transition to alternative fuels. The company expects to receive information related to the success in this INSAT application in 2025. So again, Horizon can secure more government funding. It's not, we are talking probably millions, and that could extend their runway, or it could accelerate their certification endeavors, or it could accelerate development of their prototype aircraft. The company, and this is important, the company believes it has sufficient cash to fulfill its business plan for at least next 12 months from the date of this filing. To the extent the company is able to raise additional financing, either by the way of sales agreement, warrants, or by its other means, the company may be in a position to expedite its business plan, including hiring employees at a more rapid pace. So again, if they need to accelerate, or if they happen to have more money, they'll be accelerating. This is, I would say this is neutral to positive statement. To achieve the company's long-term objectives, additional financing will be required, and efforts to raise such working capital will be ongoing through at least the next several years. So again, before they become profitable, they'll be depending on this funding. And what is very important in here, this is very important, legal proceedings. We are not party to any material legal proceedings. So this is very good. They have a very good head start. Sometimes it sheds a lot of negative light on a stock or on a company if they are going through any legal proceedings. So this is very good. And I think that's it. That's all what I considered important. I know it was a bit lengthy, but I think I gave you all the important statements, all the important information. So currently, after the closing bell, we are at $3.95. Again, let's see how this develops in the coming days, and then there might be more updates. Definitely next Wednesday, I'll be bringing you the conference. I'll be bringing you the microcap conference from, is it Toronto? Toronto. How do you pronounce Toronto? I don't remember now. I should know it. I'm an ice hockey fan. I should know it. Toronto. I'm not gonna say it now. But yeah, I'll be bringing you next Wednesday. Next Wednesday, I'll be bringing you the conference. There'll be interesting update and interesting presentation from Brandon. I hope this made up for the missed earnings call. I'm not saying it's missed, but hopefully next quarter we will hear Brandon, and you will watch him with me on this channel live, giving us great presentation. But hopefully this was comprehensive to you, and hopefully you have learned what is Horizon Aircraft's position. So what we've got in the chat, do we have any more questions or do we have any comments? Is there any eVTOL heavy ETF? Ninja Cowboy, there's not. There is not. But if you join me on Saturday, I'll be showing you companies that are involved in the eVTOL market, and you can publicly trade. So join me on Saturday. I'll show you my little trading 212 pie, which I made. That includes the eVTOL manufacturers, tier 1, tier 2, suppliers and operators, and tier 0, as I call it, is the parental companies and conglomerate or institutional partners. So join me on Saturday. I will go through it again, and I will show you what companies and what is their role in the eVTOL market. Should I buy now, says One Atlantis. Again, as I told you well, what do you think after what you heard? To me, it's just me personally. Don't take this as a financial advice. To me, it's a buy, definitely. I could see a good momentum in the stock on the chart, but again, there is a lot of risk. They don't have to achieve their goals. They don't have to secure further funding, and this could reflect on the stock price, and we could go lower. With the same token, they can announce tomorrow new partnership or the INSAT success, and they could have $3 million landed on their balance sheet, and that the stock could go up. or they could announce partnership. They could announce new progress on the aircraft as they did today. That's why Horizon has been. Whoop. That's why Horizon has been recovering from Friday fairly well. It's on the back of today's news. Again, it's a buy for me personally, but I still would be wary of these potential issues. And I didn't show you the chart, did I? So today, yeah, we have a good recovery. We are testing the resistance on $4. If we break through, that could be a good upside as well again. Terry Rose says to the start, his spin flipping skills were rad. Yeah, I agree. Smoke that ace. I like your user's icon. My average is 165 with over 10k shares. Wow, congratulations. What is your target? Smoke that ace. What is your target? Are you holding long term? Are you holding till 2030? Or are you going to be trimming as you go up? Or what is your strategy? I'm quite interested. What people who bought HOVR for like 40 cents, what they have been doing with their shares. David Hensley, thank you very much for your moderator role and all the info. If you two are like Beyonce and think that everything that the like button owns is in the box to the left, then you do need to smash that like button. I probably didn't read it well, did I? If you two are like Beyonce and thinks that everything that the like button owns is in the box to the left, oh, I got it. That's her. Oh, that's the song. Oh, to the left. Oh, okay. Then you do need to smash that like button. Yeah, that's a good one, David. I like Virgin Galactic, so I definitely like Horizon, especially for being as transparent as they are. I'm not sure if Virgin Galactic are transparent, but Horizon, I can definitely see the transparency. I mean, we had a CEO on the show, and you could ask him your own questions, and he didn't hesitate a second to answer every single question, whether it was from me, from Martyn, or from yourselves. So that is a good sign of transparency. Zach says, I agree with you, Seth. Zach is a big investor in Virgin Galactic. How does one go about getting preferred stock? What do you mean, Seth? How does one go about getting preferred stock? Well, it depends. To me, it depends what level of knowledge I have of the stock. You know, with me, it's Vertical Aerospace. And I don't want to say I know the company in and out, but probably from the retail sector, I'm on top of the knowledge pyramid. So I know what's coming. I know the situation on the market. I know the financial situation. I know the people working in there. I'm talking to some people from the business as well. Not that I'm getting insider information, but when you talk to people who work in the company, you sometimes get a good idea of the work environment, of the sentiment towards their goals and business strategy. And I have very, very positive opinion about Vertical. So for me, preferred stock would be is Vertical for this very reason, because I follow them in and out. Now we have connection with Horizon. I'm not saying Horizon will be my favorite stock or preferred stock, top preferred stock over Vertical. But if we get the transparency and if we get more information from Brandon and the business, this is the way how to get your preferred stock, probably. Yolanda says, great information. Thanks, Vas. Thank you, Yolanda, for joining me. What is that? Oh, Toronto. Toronto. I can't read it now. You said it right. I will train it for the next time. Thank you, Seth. Kimberly says, thank you, Vas. Thank you for joining me. I know Yolanda and Kimberly are watching me every Saturday. Thank you. Thank you for being here as well. Are you invested, Yolanda and Kimberly? Are you invested in HOVR? Let me know. Jamie Rees, thanks for going through all of that, Vaz. Hopefully that helped. Again, I didn't mean to scare you. Didn't mean to freak you out, but these are the statements you should be aware of as an intelligent and strategic retail investor, not as an Archer bro who sees Tesla, washing machine and buys just so he could get a rug pulled. Do I have this picture? Do you want to see Tesla washing machine? Let me show you Tesla washing machine. Did somebody watch me last Monday, the previous Monday, when we went through the Salinas air show, and then we went through the Tesla rumor? 2K49. I'll just show you how important it is to go deep into the earnings, into these details, be really knowledgeable of the company you are investing into. So we have Tesla's X account. About 2 weeks ago, they showed a little teaser. I call it the Tesla washing machine. Yeah, no audio. Somebody said in the chat it's a washing machine. And since I've been calling it the Tesla washing machine. So on the back of this video, on the back of the Up Summit in Arkansas, there was a trade conference for startups and new technologies. It was Tesla, Archer, Blue Origin, Boom, Sonic, a lot of big tech innovative companies, and that happened to be Archer and Tesla in one corner. And just because they were together, one of the directors, he took a picture, obviously from the other side of the Archer stand, in the Tesla stand where they had their Optimus robot, and it fueled this massive rumor and this massive inflated bubble. And there were fake tweets allegedly posted by Elon Musk. There were some stupid screenshots where Archer's logo was allegedly appearing on the Tesla Roadster screen, which it was just a reflection. And all of this malarkey just caused this. All of this malarkey just caused on Archer last Monday massive rally of like 20 or 25%. Look, that was just the morning after the Salinas air show. So we opened slightly higher. That was good news because the Salinas air show was success. We had Archer and Joby both flying for the first time together. For the first time together, we had two eVTOL companies flying in the public. So we had Archer and Joby. So it was good for the eVTOL market sentiment. Joby went up as well in the pre-market, and then all Monday was growing like that, and it hit. You watched with me when we hit 1480 or something, and then it started selling off just so we could get back to the previous levels of Friday closing. So all these Archer bros just saw this rumor and they were thinking, oh god, Tesla will be manufacturing Archer or whatever, eVTOLs, and they'll be with Archer and this and the other. So they started buying, and people were still buying on the way up, and people were buying for like $13.80, $14. And look where the stock price is now. And they will probably wait in a fair few weeks, maybe not, but they'll be waiting probably a couple of weeks from last Monday, or maybe a bit longer, before Archer price goes back to their buying levels. So again, why this is important to go through all these details. Do we have any more questions in the chat, or shall we wrap it up? I'm holding for long term, says Smoke the Ace. Good. I'm gonna invest in Horizon, says David EC Frost. Hope you like this content, David. If you like this content, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe. We are bringing a lot of updates on Horizon recently. I'm covering the conference next Wednesday as well. We might hear some news. We might hear some more updates. Jamie Reese says, I've bought in, sold when it jumped up 10%-ish, and then rebought when it dropped from that point. Aim to increase shares held based on original investment. Very good. David Hensley, you read that perfectly good, sir. Oh, is it Toronto? I'm not saying it again. Jamie Reese said, did you mean the preferential shares and they given as part of pay for some employees? Tesla fruit blender. Yeah. Now I call it the Tesla washing machine. I think it suits it better. Yolanda says, eating my options, have a little on both. Eating my options. Can you exercise options on Horizon aircraft? I've never, well, my brokerage doesn't allow it, but I was going to do some options on Horizon, but I couldn't do it. Well, if you are, congratulations, you must be making good money. Seth says, Seth Houston, that is what I meant. I worded it a bit wrong, yes. We have common stock of HOVR, but didn't know if we could get a hold of the private stock for it, but that makes sense. Yeah, it's usually for internal purposes. Yolanda says, sorry, watching my options. Good. Jamie Reese, oh, you mean watching your options like trading options or watching your options to invest? I'm a bit confused now. Jamie Reese says, I'm just guessing mine, Seth. Yolanda, you trade options. David Hensley, never mind. Thought you meant something else. All right. So, thank you very much for joining me. Hope you enjoyed the show. We had some news. If you stay where you are, that will take you back to this news coming early today. It is good news for Horizon aircraft and the prototype, full-scale prototype aircraft currently in development. It is crucial component, it's a crucial element of the aircraft, of the hybrid power unit. This is just a little teaser here, but if you wait, stay where you are, it will take you to the previous event and you can rewatch it again. So thank you very much for joining me. Tomorrow morning, 2 hours before opening bell, Sensei with his morning show. Then he will be covering ASML earnings. Oh, speaking of earnings, that's what I wanted to tell you. Sensei with ASML earnings and Bank of America earnings. Sensei is currently working on delivering great show to you. So that is, hang on, let me just push this down. Tomorrow afternoon, if you want me to cover any, well, not tomorrow afternoon, if you want me to cover any earnings in the afternoon for you, you can super chat. The bid is $10. Whatever company you want me to cover. If they don't do earnings call, I can go through the filing as well as I did with Horizon, but I'm not sure I would deliver that high quality standard. But any earnings after hours, I'm happy to cover. Some of the AM earnings as well to a certain extent, but most of it might be Sensei. So for tomorrow, we've got United Airlines. That is my favorite stock because of their connection with Archer. We might hear some gentle remarks on the advanced air mobility, or maybe some ventures like Archer. So that's why I would like to cover this. But if you want, whether you want United Airlines or anything else from tomorrow, feel free to bid a $10 super chat, and same for tomorrow. There's nothing for Friday, but Sensei in the morning, ASML, Bank of America, and probably a bit of his morning show. I will be here early afternoon or late afternoon, depending on when you are. few hours before the closing bell with my daily eVTOL update, same as I did yesterday, same as I did today. And after hours, you will see me with one of the earnings. So thank you very much for joining me. Great audience. I'm happy you stay with me for all the time. Hope you've learned some interesting and something important. And that's it. Soy and Boot says, what would happen if Tesla bought one of these companies? It depends. If it was a merger, if they bought majority in the share, well, if they bought majority of the company, you as an investor would get well rewarded. This happened 2 months ago when Boeing bought out Spirit Aerosystems, I think. North Ireland manufacturer who are manufacturing their aircraft pretty much, and they bought a majority of the company, and the shareholders were fairly well compensated. They got almost 3x of their shareholders' value. So that's one of the ways that could happen. That could come out. Right. Thank you very much for joining me. Tomorrow morning, Sensei, afternoon me, and then evening, one of the earnings. That's it from me. Take care of yourselves and each other.